Hi guys, Jixie here. Hej fyre, og velkommen til en anden Jixie Diary. So today I am going to do another video game review. And this one is going to be about a game that I actually got really into. As you guys know, I have obsessions. I used to do Jixie's monthly obsessions. But let me know on Twitter if you want me to do another Jixie's monthly obsessions, because I really enjoyed doing that, but I just stopped it because I left like whole months, like whole gaps in between months, and it just, just didn't happen again. But I really am obsessed with this game. It's a game that Jinx has got me obsessed with, and I play it now every day, and it's called Animal Crossing. You may have heard of it. And the one particularly that I play is Animal Crossing Wild World on my DS. I know, I don't have like a Switch or anything like more up to date. I have a device that was brought out like 10 plus years ago. But, just call me crazy and eccentric and vintage, I don't know. But I do play. I have my DS, I play Wild World every day. And as you guys know, I've been doing a few game reviews from the point of view of a visually impaired gamer. And I really want to talk about Wild World from the point of view of me, a visually impaired gamer, and the things that I liked, disliked, the things that I found easy, and things that I found difficult, and just chat to you about the things that, about how it is generally as a visually impaired person to play, or at least, every visually impaired person has different strengths and weaknesses when it comes to their sight. But this is my kind of outlook on it, and how easy it is, or how hard it is to play different aspects of things. So my village is called Wispick, and I have no idea why it's called Wispick. It just came to me. They asked me what my village was called, and I said Wispick, and it just came to me. I like it. If you want to use it. That's fine. I don't mind. It's not copyrighted. But Wispick is the cutest name for a village, I think, ever. Maybe you guys can let me know. I mean, this probably will not have a comment section down below, but if you follow me on Twitter, or if you follow me on Facebook, links to that down below, you can message me and say, hey, this is the name of my village. I really want to know, the names of your villages, especially if they're really clever or funny, so please let me know. So my village is called Wispick, and it looks pretty much the same as any other village. And if I can insert some pictures, I will do here. And I'm just called Jixie on it. Surprise, surprise. And yeah, I like it. It's a cute little village. I now am on the 3rd or 4th remodel of my house. And it's quite big now, and I've got, furniture. It's changed theme, my house, quite a bit. Originally I did kind of like a fruit theme, and I had the grapefruit table, and the watermelon table, and the watermelon chair, and, but then I kind of got bored of the fruit theme, especially since I'm allergic to watermelon. Go figure. So I was like, why is my house covered in watermelons when I'm literally allergic to them? But I had to kind of self-analyze there and figure out what was that about. I think it's just because I got all of the furniture for it. Like, it just seemed to just sort of almost fall into my lap, and I just sort of thought, hey, I'll make a theme here. But it's not that anymore. I got a little saner as time went on. So let me talk to you about some of my little villages. My favourite villager and my bestie in Animal Crossing is Bunny. And she's a little red rabbit. And she is amazing. She says tee-hee at the end of everything, like she's laughing. Like she's having a little chuckle. And yeah, her birthday is tomorrow. Oh, it could be today. It might be today, or it could be tomorrow. No, it's not. I don't know. Anyway, her birthday is at some point. And so at some point in the next couple of days. And she's going to have a party, and it's cute. So Bunny is my favourite character. You know, we often send letters back and forward. And I love the different types of stationery you can have. But talking about stationery, some stationery is easier to see than others. Like sometimes they send me letters, and there's some stationery that I cannot see, and that's a downside to, you know, have that kind of stationery. You know, my stationery that I have is just the sparkle stationery, and I like it because it's kind of got sparkles around the outside, but it's white on the inside, so I can see what I'm doing. But sometimes when people insist on sending me letters, stationery that I cannot see, it gets a little frustrating. So yeah, but Bunny and I send letters. There's a few more people that moved into my town. I've had quite a few people. Frobit, I think, is a frog. My newest member of my town is called Lucky, and he's a dog, and he doesn't look very lucky because he's got bandages all over him. And he keeps saying "rouch" all the time, which I'm guessing is a kind of a howl sound, like a "ow," but also ouch, because, you know, so I'm guessing it's supposed to be that. But he says "rouch" a lot. And yeah, I like him. I sent him a letter today with a parcel with some furniture, because, you know, when you move into a house, you got to get gifts of furniture, right? So yeah, I sent him that. So yeah, stationery can be a problem for a visually impaired person, especially if you struggle to read certain things. The print on the letters is just about about big enough for me to see. And unfortunately, it isn't very clear that the letters are not like in dark black. So if you struggle with reading, then if you struggle with reading like letters that are not black, then you may struggle reading the letters, which is a shame. Maybe if you got this in like on the, I think you can get this on the Nintendo Wii, or is it? There's another one. There's a actual. Oh, it's the GameCube. I think it's the GameCube that you can get this on, where you can actually see it big. You know, but I don't have that. So yeah, my experience is purely from DS points of view. And so yeah, the stationery is okay. It depends on the stationery, I suppose. And the lettering is alright, but again, it depends on, you know, like what background it's on. So if you don't know Animal Crossing very well, I probably should describe the aim of the game a little bit, which is basically like you move into a new town, and you like you get a house. You borrow a house off of Tom Nook, who is the store owner in the town. And there's like a kind of a is Tom good or is Tom evil kind of dynamic with a lot of fans of this game, because he does seem to, well, I'll go into Tom Nook in a little while, but you get a house and you pay it off. Eventually you pay it off. I paid it off. I'm, you know, I'm nothing if not reliable when it comes to money. If I have a loan, I pay it off. Yes, I do. So anyway, I paid it off pretty much as soon as I could. What I didn't realize is that as soon as you paid it off, basically Tom's like, hey, you wanna remodel? And then you have to pay off again. And then as soon as you paid that off, he's like, you wanna remodel again? And then you have to pay that off. So he's constantly remodeling your house, and then you have a loan that you have to pay off. And that kind of, you know, is partly to do with like why people think that Tom might be evil, but, you know, as some people have pointed out, you know, he lets you pay it off whenever you want to, no obligations and no interest, so yay. And then basically to pay off the loan, you have to kind of, first you have to get a job with Tom himself in working in the store, making deliveries, which quickly, you know, doesn't work because, well, it doesn't, well, that's not what I'm trying to say. It quickly kind of stops, basically, and we don't know who makes deliveries from then on, because like I have ordered things from the catalogue in the store, and they arrive in my mailbox, which is all fine and dandy, but we don't know who delivers them. I'm assuming that Tom delivers them, or maybe we got replaced. Who knows? Anyway, so first of all, you do that, and then you can, after you've been sort of set free from his employ, or slavery, whichever you want to say, you can then earn money in a variety of ways. For those people that can see less than me, the best ways to earn money is by picking fruit. In my town, the fruit is oranges, which is good for me because oranges are bright, orange. And against the green of the tree, it actually shows up really well. So, it's easy for me to kind of pick them, but you basically pick them by shaking the tree, they fall to the ground, and then you pick them up. And then if you get enough of them and fill your pockets, you can then sell them, and then you make money and then give it basically back to Tom because you're paying off a loan. But hey, it's all capitalism. That's what Animal Crossing is about. People have criticized it for being all about capitalism, but I think that the creators of Animal Crossing kind of intended it to be teaching responsibility to children, in that working for a living and then selling what you, selling what you earned, selling what you made. Then earns you money, and then you can buy things, and it kind of teaches money responsibilities to kids, which I really respect. I love Screen Junkie's kind of commentary on Animal Crossing, that it makes menial labor fun, because you go around picking oranges, picking weeds and things like that. You're taught to believe that this is fun, this is fun, picking weeds. Picking weeds in real life is not fun. It's not. And sometimes those things can just stick in there, and no matter what you do, you can't get them out. But in Animal Crossing, it's fun. The other ways of making money in Animal Crossing are you can catch bugs. From a partial-sighted point of view, I originally didn't want to try and catch bugs because I get frustrated sometimes when I can't see things, and I really, really want to be able to see them, but I can't. So when I realized how small the bugs were going to be, I originally was like, no, I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to get frustrated. It's just going to make me feel really bad about myself. But I tried it. I gave it a go anyway. After a while, I got the confidence to kind of give it a go, because the white butterflies are big and also white, obviously, and so show up quite well against backgrounds. Now, there are a few frustrations when it comes to butterflies and bugs in general, and I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, white butterflies are easy to see. Yellow butterflies are also kind of easy to see, but a lot smaller. But the ones that are really pains to catch are the tiger butterflies, because not only are they hard to catch, but they also blend into the background really well for me. So basically you can only see it by looking for the movement. Now, I already talked about this in my Unicorn Princess video, that it's easy to find things if they're moving in a background that is still. Not so great if they're moving in a background that is also moving, like in the Unicorn Princess. But because the background is still, thank God, in Animal Crossing, I can still manage to catch them if I spot the movement. But they are pains to catch. So if your sight is more than my sight, which, I don't know how to describe how much I can see, and I think I have described it a little bit in one of my disability videos. Anyway, but if you can see them, that's one way that you can make money. Now, the frustration with butterflies, and it drives me completely, you can't go in the water in Animal Crossing. You can't go in the river, you can't go in the ocean. You can when you're walking along the beach, you kind of hear a plopping sound of your feet as they land in the water, but you can't go out into the ocean. So when butterflies insist on flying into the water, over the river, or into the sea, you can't catch them. So you end up having to just like be like walk away when you were like kind of. I can get so desperate to like find the butterfly, to catch the butterfly, especially if you've caught like loads of them and you just have one last one before your pockets are full and you can go to Nook and sell it. And then it like just will not let you catch it. You can catch butterflies with a net, which you buy from Nook. It's, you know, the bees are actually the hardest to see. You basically, the shadow is actually easier to see and bigger than the actual bee. It's kind of like a grey blob. And that's kind of how you know where the bee is, but I do it by seeing the shadow, because the bee itself actually blends into the background about as much as the tiger butterfly does. You can also hear it by the buzzing sound. There's a buzzing, and then you kind of, as soon as I hear the buzzing, I know to stop and kind of look for the like swirly shadow thing. It's like a little blob, and it usually goes in circles. And so I do it using the shadow, not the actual bee itself. And so, yeah, I've got quite good at it, actually. Since I didn't originally want to try it, I thought I'd get frustrated with it. But I think I get about 85% of the bugs I see. So I do okay. I do all right. I do, fine. The same cannot be said, however, for fishing. Again, you can get a net for fishing from Nook. I tried. I thought that it would be a bit like bugs, where like at first I didn't want to try fishing because I thought it would be really frustrating, and I thought if I just give it a go, I will be able to do it. But I cannot seem to get it because I can't see the fish very well. They just like kind of like darker blobs in the water to me, and I cannot tell if the head is towards me or the tail is towards me, or like I can't tell. I can't. It's really, really hard. Maybe you can give it a try. I'm not trying to discourage you from giving it a try. In fact, that's the opposite of what I want to do. I think that that's what happened with me in the bug thing. I was really discouraged. I didn't want to try, but I did try, and now I am a badass bug catching machine. Fishing is hard, and if you can see less than me, I don't recommend trying because it's gonna really frustrate you. But there are things that you can do also to earn money that don't involve bugs, fish, or oranges. The beach of my village, I think that every village has a beach. It has, there are like kind of things that get washed up. Like there are shells, like dow's tops and sand dollars and porcelatas. I think they're called porcelatas. Now, I did not know what a porcelata was. I thought it was a pork sausage. I don't know. I was like, why is there a pork sausage? And then I realised it's actually a shell. That's stupid, right? That I thought it was a porcelata was a pork sausage. But that's what I thought. I was like, what is that? A pork sausage? Just a little insight into the brain of Jixie, who thinks that pork sausages randomly get washed up by the ocean. Okay. Anyway. I'm such a doofus, really. Okay. I didn't know what a porcelata was. But yeah, you can pick these things up. They're not just shells, but you can get Venus combs, which I don't know what they are. I guess they're more shells, actually. I think most of them are shells. You can get coral. You can even get bottle mail, which is something that's pretty fun. If you get bottles that wash up on the ocean, you can actually read the mail that's inside it, and it usually comes from other towns, which is good. You can even send bottle mail if you keep the letter, if you keep the bottle rather, or you can even buy a bottle from Nooks. You can put a letter inside of it and send it, which, it sounds like a lot of fun. So yeah, do it. Try it. So yeah, if you pick those things up that are washed ashore, you can then sell them at Nooks. Nooks buys anything, really, like pretty much anything. Like, you can just like pick up anything and sell it. He'll buy it, there's a giraffe called Gracie, who considers herself to be like the knowledge on fashion, and she gives out fashionista badges. And if you don't manage to get the fashionista badge, she thinks that you're a disgrace. If your fashion choice is not good, she'll give you a moldy shirt, an actual moldy shirt. I got this twice, and I sold it. Jinx put hers in the recycling, which is in the town hall. But I actually, I probably shouldn't say this. But yeah, you can actually sell it. But yeah, when it comes to the recycling in the town hall, I'm afraid I'm guilty of a little dumpster diving, because I go to the recycling not to actually deposit things, but to see what other people have left in there, and then take it out and I sell it at Nooks, because Nooks, why would you recycle something if you can get money for it? Because he literally will buy anything. Absolutely anything. Bugs, fish, shells, flowers, anything. He just buys it. However, talking about bugs and fish and other things, there's a museum in town, and I will talk more about the museum. The guy in charge is called Blathers, and he will accept donations from you of bugs, fish, artwork, and fossils, which you can dig up, because, and you know where there's a fossil, because there's a little star on the ground. It's like a little, kind of, I don't know what colour it is, because I can't really see it. But there's little stars on the ground, and you can, if you, it's like an X marks the spot kind of thing, but it's a star, not an X. And then if you have a shovel, which again, you can buy at Nooks. He has everything, really. If you get a shovel, you can dig it up, and you get all manner of weird things that come out of there, like clankoids and, these weird sort of head-shaped things. But anyway, when it comes to fossils, if you find a fossil, you can give it to Blathers, and he'll put it in the museum. And he, anything, pretty much anything, bugs. Although he's afraid of bugs, but he accepts bugs, and it's really weird. Also in the museum is a little coffee shop called, which is run by Brewster, who I believe is a pigeon. Oh, quickly, actually, talking about the fossil thing. The stars on the ground, I thought at one point that they have little kind of tufty grass bits on the grass, and I originally mistook the tufty grass bits for stars, which they are not. Stars are different colours, and usually it has a little kind of browned out area around the star, so you know that it's the difference between a star and a tuft of grass. I didn't get it at the first, but I was just digging up tufts of grass, but there is a difference. If you look very carefully, there is a difference between the two. Yeah, so Brewster's Cafe, not only can you get awesome coffee there for 200 bells, only 200 bells, you also can visit there on Saturday nights to visit an awesome dog creature called KK Slider. KK Slider. I think I love him because he plays such great music. Now you can find a list of songs, of KK Slider songs, pretty much anywhere on the internet. And he will play a different song for you. If you request a song, he will play a different song for you each week. You can only request one a week, but he will play that for you, and then he gives you for free to put on your any playing device of your choice in your house. I have a phonograph because I'm vintage and cool. In my house, I've got a phonograph, yeah. I did originally try and get a stereo or a tape deck, and then I was like, no, I want the phonograph because I'm cool. So yeah, I can play it on my phonograph. Currently, my song of choice is KK Ragtime, which is, again, vintage and cool. One of the coolest things about, one of the things that Jinx and I were laughing at quite a bit is that when he sings the songs, it kind of sounds like he's saying meatball over again. He goes, meatball, 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 quick meatball. So it sounds like he's just really, really hungry for meatballs. Or just really, really food driven. So yeah, but it's funny. If you listen to it, you'll see what I mean. So yeah, KK Slider, he gives you music. It's great. What else am I talking about now? There's a little pelican in the town, in the civic center, called Pelly. She's a pelican. and she runs the Civic Centre and also the post office, where you can post letters to any villager of your choice. I often post to Bunny and Lucky. And you can, if you have an item that you want to send someone, you can lift that item from your pockets and put it on top of the letter, and it turns into a present. And then you can deliver that to you can give it to Pelly to deliver. And yeah, so that's Pelly. She's pretty cool. And then so Blathers is in the museum. His sister Celeste is, if you go up the stairs of the museum into the observatory, Celeste runs the observatory, and she has a really cool job that you can go up there and you can actually make constellations in the sky, which is pretty cool. You can make anything you want. Some of my creations include a fish that I have aptly named Nemo, a monkey that I called Brian for my own reasons, I won't tell you why, and a kind of a bow and arrow, which I called the Broken Arrow. And yeah, that's my creations. I'm bonkers. And you can very much impose your personality on your town. For example, lots and lots of my villagers say spooshy a lot. And obviously, as you know, I said it in my video, my birthday video. I told you what spooshy means. It means excellent or delicious or good, or just, it means all around basically good things. So they say spooshy. When I see them, they say hi Jay. Sometimes they call me Disco Jay, which is, I don't know why, but they call me Disco Jay, and they say spooshy at the end of it. They also, I taught them how to say hi Fia, which I say at the beginning of all of my videos. And my town tune is actually my theme tune to my videos. So actually, I really, really personalised my town quite a bit. And so yeah, it's so weeds. Actually, I forgot that I was supposed to talk about weeds. The thing about weeds is that they crop up in your town quite a bit. If you've not been there for a while, you might get quite a few weeds. Occasionally, even though you're in the town, they pop up. Unfortunately, they are similarly, unless they're on the dirt. If they're on the grass, they basically are the same colour as the grass. It may be hard for you to see. It's sometimes hard for me to see that they're there, that they are there. And if you just tap on them, they will appear. Your character will just pull them out of the ground. Yeah, so one thing that you can also do to make money, well, not to make money, but literally in Animal Crossing, money trees do exist. And you can shake trees. Now, they have to be the trees that don't have fruit on them. If they have fruit on them, you're not going to get anything. But if they don't have fruit on them, if you shake them, literal bags of money fall from them. Now, there are many downsides. Well, not just money, actually, but also furniture can come down from there, too. However, there's a downside to it, in that there is bees sometimes in the trees. And if you shake one and a beehive falls down, they will sting you, and your face will look like last month's meatballs, basically. And in fact, and the villagers don't hold back at all. If you shake trees and you get stung by bees, the villagers do not hold back. They're like, "Holy smoke, Disco J, your face looks awful. What happened?" But one of my favourite lines from Bunny, one of the things that I just really love about her, is one time she saw my face and she's like, "Be honest, you were shaking trees, weren't you? I hope you learned your lesson." Which of course I didn't, because I do it every day. I shake trees every day, and my face really doesn't look good. But yeah, so you can do that if you're willing to accept the consequences of the bees. And looking just looking awful, you can do that, and that's one way to earn money, and you can get quite a bit as well. Another thing that you can do is if you have a shovel, you can hit rocks. Now there is a money rock hidden in the village, and you can only hit it once a day, and it's only one rock in the village. But you can go around all the rocks and hit them with a shovel, and one of them should yield some money. So yeah, you can do that to earn money. And I'm using these methods of money making. All of the things that I've outlined, I have been able to make quite enough to have my house remodeled like 4 times. And yeah, so that's all the things you can do with Animal Crossing. Um, the mayor of the town is Tortimer. He's a tortoise. And he's kind of like the resident old man that has lots of stories. Like, in my day, let me tell you this story. And then if you say you don't want to hear it, they're like, oh, these young ones have no respect. So he's a bit like that. Oh, one thing I do want to talk about is a guy that is a fox, who is called Crazy Red. And he is a prankster, like trickster kind of like guy. He has a tent that pops up every so often in front of the town hall. And you can buy things for him, but don't buy artwork because a lot of the time it is forgeries. And so yeah, you can get insurance against forgeries, but I don't get that because it's a scam. There's a lot of scams. In fact, actually, that's another thing. I already talked about how this, the point of Animal Crossing is to teach about capitalism and teach about, like, how to make money for children. But there's also kind of another deeper meaning that Lyle, who's the guy that sells insurance, and Red, I think they're in it together, both of them. And it teaches a little bit about, about being scammed. And Nook also can be a bit scammy, to be honest. Like, I literally bought something from him by accident, and then, like, I bought a wall for, like, 1,000 bells by accident, and literally sold it back to him, and, like, a minute later, and it was like 400 bells. So, like, because even though it's like literally a minute later, and there's no returns, you can't just be like, return, can I return this please? Like, you have to sell it to him again and he will buy it for less. So if you make a mistake, well, you just lost money. But yeah, Crazy Red, and he's a scam artist, and Lyle also is in it. Yeah, Nook and Red are not friends apparently. I don't know much about it. Another shop that's in town is called the Abel Sisters, and it's run by two hedgehogs called Sable and Abel. It's Abel and Mabel Abel, rather. Gosh. And they run like a kind of a seamstress clothes store thing. Yeah, so you can buy clothes from them and hats from them and glasses and other accessories from them. You can even design your own clothes and wallpapers and pictures and anything you want. So if you're great at pixel art, you can make things. I made a watermelon wallpaper there when I was, back when I did the watermelon theme. I made watermelon wallpaper, and then I did a grey and white spotty wallpaper which matched in with my regal sofa which I have in my house. So yeah, I think that I'm coming to the end of this. I don't think there's a lot that I've missed out. If like eventually villagers will move out, they do move away occasionally, but if you really are like, please don't move away, I don't want you to move away. Like, Bonnie at one point was going to move away, and I was like, please don't move away, Bonnie, you're my best friend. And you can actually kind of pester them until they are like, okay, fine, I won't move, and then they don't, which is good because sometimes you want to stay friends. So yeah, another sort of unofficial job is to plant more flowers. You can buy flowers from Nook, and you can plant flowers, and you can plant more trees. I planted quite a few trees. And you can design a town flag. If you want to design a town flag, that's, again, you have to know how to do pixel art. And for partially sighted people, visually impaired people like me, it can be very difficult because the pixels are very small. But you can do it if you, you just have to feel your way around it. Another thing I forgot to mention, to change the town tune, I think you can do that in the post office, or I can't remember if it's at the gate, or I think it's at the gate that you can change the town tune, or it could be, no, I think it's at the civic centre. One of the two, anyway, I can't remember. But you can change your town tune. You can change your town flag if you know how to do pixel art. So you can really customize it, and that's one of the things that I love. You can really customize it to your own kind of likes and dislikes, not what with the constellations and the flag and the town tune and anything you want. You know, like you can pretty much customize it, like, you know, and with what the villagers even say. If you kind of like, yeah, I mean, you can pretty much do anything you want, really. Nook, when he remodels your house, he gives you a choice of what color roof you want. My roof is currently pink, because, you know, I like pink. It's a good color. It's not my favorite color, but it's, yeah. Maybe next time my favorite color is yellow, by the way. Just throw it out there. I love yellow. So maybe I will. I don't know if they can do a yellow roof, but maybe next time I will. You never know. So yeah, I think that I pretty much talked about everything to do with Animal Crossing. If you are visually impaired and you're really thinking about playing this game, it's a good game. Farvel to all you Danish viewers. I don't know if there are any Danish viewers, but I love Danish as a language. It's beautiful. So farvel to you, and goodbye to my English viewers. If you liked this video and want to see more of the same, please like it. That would mean everything to me, and subscribe, because I really love knowing that you guys love watching what I put out. And yeah, and comment to me in all the ways that I said before, that are down also in the description. So yeah, I'm gonna go, and peace.